Hello, cats and kittens, felines and felidae, humans and variant humans, in every race, class, and subclass. Welcome to another edition of One Shots from the Meowing Portal, the show where we get together every couple of weeks and we play a game in the magnificent Prowlers and Paragons engine, um, based on just a little magical fantasy world that we have been doing, etc., so on and so on. And with me, as always, is at Game Night 00 as Autodoc Blue 32, 34, 37. It was 37.
37.
Yeah, Autodoc Blue 37, played by Game Night 00.
Hello.
Say hi to nice people. Well, I mean, you
Hi,
already.
nice people.
I'm going to stop interrupting you while you say hello to nice people. Anyways, okay. So, at Marin Mermaid as Marin Corlanth.
Hello, nice people.
Uh huh. And at Shy Bunny Servant as QB.
Really nice people.
And so, out of the four of us, three of us are regular streamers. I am on twitch.tv/RadioTheRPGCat. Marin Mermaid is on twitch.tv/Marin Mermaid. And Shy Bunny Servant is on YouTube as youtube.com/Mimi's Wonderland. I need to make sure I got that part right.
Yep, you got that right.
All right. So, we have just very recently, we've had the opportunity in order to start working with Mobius Worlds Games, Rem Alternus Productions, and Lakeside Games, the creators of the very excellent Prowlers and Paragons superhero engine that we have been using to make the last couple of episodes. And in out of respect for this alliance that we've created for each other, I do want to take a moment in order to plug the Well of the Worlds Kickstarter campaign, which is going to be launching this April the 4th.
Well, of the
Welcome.
worlds, tell me more.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Well of the Worlds, Where the Bermuda Triangle Ends, a campaign setting for the Prowlers and Paragons TTRPG engine, meant to evoke the feel of Japanese isekai and Western portal fantasy tales. As with many classic examples of the genre, much of a player's and their characters' experiences during a session will come from exploring the well. As the campaign progresses, they will learn more about the well's peculiar climate, discover strange ruins, wonder at the unusual sky, and meet numerous people who are definitely not from Earth. And as is the case with many of these stories, um, the characters will slowly discover they have strange and unusual powers, and that this peaceful paradise holds a dark secret. As the setting subtitle says, this is where the Bermuda Triangle ends. Imagine a world where the weather is perfect day in and day out, where it seems to be perpetually midsummer with no rainy season or periods of drought to interrupt the endless pleasant days, where the sun always rises at the same time and in the same place, and sets 14 hours later, where crops can be grown year round, meaning everyone has enough to eat within the lean periods that plague less fortunate worlds, where there are multiple humanoid peoples dwelling for the most part in harmony. Can you imagine such a world? Then welcome to the Well of the Worlds. Designed as a standalone pocket universe, the Well has originally connected to assorted alternate dimensions and worlds throughout the multiverse. It is from these worlds that the park's intended visitors originally came. Currently, the Well is still connected to a multitude of other universes, but the connections are unstable and tend to drift and open or close erratically. In addition, the Well is, by its very nature, prone to quote-unquote collect errant hyperspace jaunts, teleportation errors, lost dimensional portals, and the like. The Well of the World sits at the bottom of the multiverse, slowly collecting all of the interdimensional detritus that shifts down during the verse, eventually fetching up with the Well itself. So, Well of the World's Kickstarter going to be launching April the 4th by Rem Alternus Productions, written by Michael Serbrook and published through Mobius Worlds Games. Will be available through Drive-Thru RPG. Something else I'm missing. Oh, yes. Go to tinyurl.com/Well of the Worlds and get signed up for the mailing list so that you can join us at the Kickstarter when it launches on April the 4th. And that's the whole plug.
That sounds awesome.
Awesome.
Wow,
Absolutely.
sounds like fun.
So, all potential platform marketability aside, let's go ahead and let's get started with this week's adventure entitled Surf's Up.
Surf's up, nose down.
Surf's up, nose down. Yes, a one shot from Surf's up, nose down. A one shot from the Meowing portal. Okay, so when we last left our intrepid heroes, they were dealing with the loss due to an extreme amount of melancholy of their leader, Brainy the RPG Cat, when he put himself into self-imposed exile upon being forced to reveal the secret hidden past that he once had with our other fellow teammate, Autodoc Blue 37. 37 this time. I got that part right, I think.
Yes.
Yes. And so, all peaceful and joyful unions aside, everybody was left with a couple of very dire immediate prospects within the realm of Metaluna. The first one involved the sudden disappearance of Metaluna's most hated archenemy, Lord Terrapin. The other had to do with the prospect of a significant amount of land directly south of the Bricks district of Metaluna, where all of the monster races dwell, potentially being bought by another arch-villain, the Duke de la Fontaine, who dwells in the Basin Archipelago. And so the very next thing our crew was asked to do was to investigate the broken down docks area that is directly south of the Bricks district, so that we have the ability to meet up with a liaison of the Duke de la Fontaine and try to see if there's anything that we can do to put a momentary pause on the political discussion surrounding the purchase of the land.
All right, let's get started.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. Okay, so Brainy has taken everybody to the docks. The docks area is something that's pretty familiar to everybody, particularly Brainy, who has lived here all his life, and QB, who has been spending a significant amount of their downtime just free roaming the area directly around the bricks.
Yep.
Mm. And so you can see, it's a nice rocky shoal, but a lot of the a lot of the wood has dry rot, and a lot of the sections of the docks have begun to fall apart. And so, as Brainy is looking about, he says, "Well, what an awful waste this place has been. They've realized that it might be easier to dock into Metaluna directly from the south, closer to where the actual wealthy district is. And so since then, everything around here has really just fallen into ruin."
Cuba does kind of see a bit more on edge as he feels like some of the surface he is standing on kind of start to crumble a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Cube, please be careful.
Cuba rushes over to Marin and stays close to her.
Mm-hmm.
Otto is analyzing and produces a 63% structural integrity. It should be mostly okay, Cube, and gives a thumbs up.
I just hope whoever this guy is who's going to be meeting us on the docks is at least going to be capable of walking the port all the way over here. And so
Cube does attempt to smell and find any traces of whoever the escort is, but his senses are pretty much overwhelmed by the smell of stagnant fish water, and he kind of sneezes.
Mm-hmm. So you see Brainy take off his hat, rifle through it, pull out a pair of opera glasses, rifle through it again, take out a telescope, and hand the telescope to QE.
QB, not even questioning the fact that Brady pulled those things out of his hat, which probably shouldn't even be possible. He takes the telescope and and uses it to try to look around.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so roll your perception.
Alright, 1 second. The dice tray.
Otto is looking
Let's see here.
at the hat.
Perception.
Well,
Alright.
so Brainy tells Otto, "Oh, you've never seen me do this?
Not with a telescope.
Well,
Alright, I got a 6, 6, and 2.
okay, 6, 6, and 2. Okay, so that is that's 100% of what you're rolling.
All
So you
right.
very clearly to see, a boat is starting to ride up onto this section of the dock. And surprisingly, you would have expected at least, like a small ship, a small, well, just like a small charter ship, anything like that, but it's even smaller than that. It's effectively just a rowboat with a sail notched in the center of it. It just begins to pull up slowly to the right of the docks.
Cubey kind of tugs on a man and points over towards the boat. That boat?
Huh. Strange looking boat.
Cubey pretty much looks at it again and says, "Where actual boat?"
Where actual boat?
What do you mean, where actual boat? How actual does this
No.
boat need to be for you? And
Oh.
out in the middle of the docks steps Lord Terrapin.
Oh.
And so, as you
Mr.
recall,
Terrapin, if you don't mind, we have a thing to do. We don't really have time for you right now. Could you come back another day?
hey, I'm
when
the
we
thing
have-
that you need to do.
Cubey ponders the question and says, "So we eat you?"
No. I think we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Let's back up a few pages. Okay, I can start by talking to you about my ingenious master plan. My ingenious master plan, of course, was to escape my chains in the center of Metaluna, swim the entirety of the way to the Basin Archipelago, deem myself the duly deputized liaison for the Duc de la Fontaine, then swim back here, and then appear at this dock for no better reason than to know that you guys are going to be here, and then I would attack you again. And so on.
Cubey pretty much just stares blankly at him and says, "So yes, eat."
Don't
Don't.
eat him too hard, I guess.
Haven't you even taught your charges that cannibalism is wrong?
Like, maybe just nibble on the crunchy bits.
Crunchy? Who are you calling crunchy?
Hearing what Otto said, Cubey begins to form his gum and send clackers of a bit in anticipation to start cutting.
Otto, is Cubey teething? Do we need to get something for him?
Well, as long as
Perhaps
it's not my
he
shell,
is.
then perhaps you might want to do that with some expediency.
Wait, why are you actually agreeing to this?
I don't know. I just got caught up in the conversation. Okay, this is. Forget about it. Let's just get right to the part where I
No,
ambush
that's
you all.
very helpful. Thank you. Very thoughtful.
Yes, actually.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I appreciate your appreciation.
Alright, highest
Now
edge, that
this is
means
the
I'm
part
going
where you
first.
die, and so rising up and just the area that was behind them. Several of the Lord Terrapin's trademark pumpkin monsters just start to crop up.
Of course, here we go again.
Precisely, here we go again. So we're gonna start with initiative. Beginning
I
with
believe-
just the sheer number of the highest edge that everybody innately has.
I have an
Nice.
edge of 9.
Edge. My edge is 16.
My edge is also 9.
Mm-hmm. That's 9, 9, 16. I believe that my own is 10.
Man, Cube is ready to go. He just
Yeah.
needs to teeth on something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's
Alright.
always ready to go.
Okay, so you're gonna go first, and so 1 through 5, the pumpkinoids are going to go last. They just kind of innately have a lower edge.
Alright, let's see here.
Mm-hmm.
So first I'd like to move in and do some attacking on the pumpkin that's closest to Marin.
All right. So you move 2. Okay, and how are you gonna do the attack?
I'm gonna do it with the claw attack, but the gauntlet attack since I've specified that I've already gotten those ready.
All right,
Let's
so
see.
yeah, so you do have like a double-fisted attack, and I know that.
Yep, double fisted,
Plus the +2 for each gauntlet.
and also armor piercer.
Mm-hmm. So add all of that up, and that's the amount of dice
Alright,
you'll
let's see.
get to roll for the attack.
3, 4. That would be 11D.
Okay, that would be 11D. Okay, so go ahead and roll.
Alright. And
Okay. So.
alright. Looks like it's a 2, 6, 6, 6, 2, 2, 4, 6.
2, 6, 6, 6, 2, 6, 4, 6. Well, it's another perfect hit.
Yep, perfect
Yeah,
hit.
these critters regrettably only have a defense of 4, so that one just immediately sliced and diced. Julianne. Great.
Yeah,
work.
pretty much as soon as those things start spring, Cubic, just to win, dice the one that started getting in close to Marin into pumpkin soup.
Mhm.
And I would like to spend a point of resolve to go and attack the 2 pumpkins closer to Brainy.
All right. So. Okay. So for the resolve, yeah, you still get to roll the 12D. Otherwise, if you didn't spend it, you would still get the opportunity to.
Alright, 12D?
Yeah, you could still get the opportunity to do it if you didn't, but then you would have to drop a.
Alright,
Yeah.
so I'll roll 12D against them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
let's see here.
So, let me see.
4, 2, 2, 4.
4, 2, 2, 4. So that's a 4. They do have the ability to save that. Let's see. So then they have 3. So it's 3 to the 4. Okay. So well, you still win the attack, and that one drops dead.
Alright. Hey. And that one also just splatters into a pile of pumpkin gut. That's upon impact. That Cube just glares over at Terrapin in a way. What looks like he's got some pumpkin splatter on him. Weirdly, he is similar to how something would be if it attacked like a person and coated in blood. But Cuba's just covered in pumpkin guts.
I can barely watch, but yet still I stay perversely fascinated.
Yeah,
Cube
well, that's
hisses in
Cube for
response.
ya.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so next in End.
Believe that's you, Brainy.
All right, and so Brainy does his typical work of firing a single net roll. So his attack resulted in 5 attack. And once again, the pumpkin's not going to be able to take that, so that one just splatters. All right, so
So it's either me or Otto, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm. So you get the choice. If
Go
there's
ahead,
See if
Marin.
Yeah, I can see if I can go first. How far can I'm trying to find how far I can move and how far I can swim.
So, your movement, should just be the first section of your character sheet. Let's see. I see it as...
Your agility is 6.
Okay, so I can
Yeah.
move 6 spaces. Let me take a look.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess Marin decides to, I want to see if I can get close to Terrapin.
Alright, so...
So if I can move in the water.
if you can move in the water, you can definitely move in the water.
2,
And so you
3.
just have innate natural movement in the water. And so you get this far up
Nice.
onto the dock.
And how many points of resolve do I
Because
have?
compared to where you are next to where Lord Terrapin is.
Nice. Trying to find out where I have, okay, 1 point by remaining. Where's my resolve? I know I had some from last time.
I believe.
So I had most recently just put the resolves.
Yeah, there's a chart up here.
Currently, I have 3.
Okay,
Yep, there we go.
then I want to see if I can use one of those resolves to get closer to Terrapin, and then maybe try to see if I can use... Would emotion control work to, like, at least make Terrapin stand down? Like, stop the attack?
Well, I can't verify it, but you can definitely give it a try.
Although you could just like use the Korean water spell. There's tons of it around here.
There is some water around.
There is some water around.
Lots of it, and it's extra salty.
Then I think that's what... Then I guess that's what Marin's gonna do instead. So she's gonna use one of the points of resolve, and I'm gonna try to gather some water.
And so, well, I mean, so this is instantaneous. You know, you're able to take. I would say probably the equivalent of 9 of these squares of a droplet of water, and you're able to
Nice.
pull it, just immediately out of the open ocean. And you're holding it, and you can do whatever you like with it in terms of shifting the water.
Alright, then in terms of water... I guess she's gonna use it like a water whip?
Alright. So you just take the water, you turn it into a big oceanic tendril,
Yep.
and you throw it towards Lord Terrapin.
Yep.
Okay, so according to your character sheet, your attack for any elemental water attack is...
Elemental control, level 4.
So you roll 4d.
Okay. Works for me.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, well... Let me see. Yeah, that's worth it too.
so I imagine she tries to gather up the tendril and stuff, but at the last minute, her movement gets a little bit shaky. So he gets hit,
So
but it kind of feels more like the equivalent of getting hit with a rubber band.
he is
like the
capable of
snap of-
bracing himself, and, it did seem to be like a strong enough hit, but, obviously, it's going to take a lot more than that.
Yeah, it'll at least sting a little.
Yeah, and hello, Cube's here. He will be fulfilling the role of much more today.
Alright. So is that going to be your, action?
Yeah, I think this gives me a good enough distance, too.
Alright. So... So Otto, his turn, is that he has these 2 pumpkinoids to the left of him.
So says, I find the behavior of these gourds to be most disturbing, and he takes a swing at one with anomaly corrector.
So that is the number one, right?
Yes, he's going to move right to that square. He's going to take a swing at the one that is to the left.
Mm-hmm. So to that, you're
And-
going to have your strength check, and eventually you're going to add +2 for your mace, I believe.
Correct. So that's a 60 attack.
Yeah, 60 attack. Let me see, for...
That is
7.
four successes.
Yeah, once again, Pumpkin cannot tech that.
All right, I will go ahead and burn a resolve then,
Mm-hmm.
and I will make the attack on the second pumpkin as well.
All right.
And that's a 5D because I'm burning the resolve for a follow-up attack, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be 4 successes.
Mm-hmm. All right, so 4 successes. So that is fair, and that's fair so that I might be able to roll a defense. 2. He also rolls 4 defense. Yeah, for some reason, yeah, this one is actually capable of dodging the mace. And just standing there, just happily bouncing around, and it's wagging its tail.
Oh, pumpkin.
Aww.
Yeah.
Otto expresses his dismay with a loud "Gah!"
Well, it's not like it can really do anything to you either, though.
You know.
Besides, like, staying your metal.
It makes weird little bubbling noises with its mouth. It goes bah, 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 bah.
No, but it's a running thing that Otto is particularly disturbed by the pumpkins behaving in a most unpumpkin-like manner. So
Yeah, that is Cube over here.
This shouldn't
definitely-
happen to a vegetable. Alright. So top of the 6th round, this pumpkinoid is going to make an attempt to attack Otto. Okay, so it's gonna have 4 successes. You roll your defense.
which is my armor, which is 12D. So there's 10, and then there's another 2, and that is, let's see, 7 successes.
2 successes, so you know. It'll each 4 with you, it's going to bite. And it's even the fact that it starts gnawing on your leg and it really doesn't even fully understand the fact that it's doing absolutely no damage.
Otto shudders with the disgust of many nails on a chalkboard.
So Brady shouts back to Terrapin and says, "Hey Terry, your minions are about as soft as your shell." This insufferable furball. So,
Oh, now
Terrapin
Sorry.
turns to Marin and he says, "You know, it's an awful shame that you didn't knock me off of the pier. Because I was gonna go there anyway!" And he leaps into the water.
What?
what?
Okay, page 2.
He's swimming?
Yeah, he's swimming. Page 2. Top of the round is going to be QB once again.
Alright.
Aquatic shenanigans has ensued.
Oh yeah, aquatic shenanigans. Alright, seeing what Terrapin just did, he kind of grunt almost a bit before having his gauntlets turn into his big old spider legs, and he'll use those as big old stilt things in order to carry him over the water onto the opposite dock of Marin.
Okay, so you're gonna try to, vault onto the opposite dock?
Well, kinda, but like the long spider legs, so just
Yeah.
move it, right?
Yeah, you can.
Alright, so
That
yeah.
is that you're choosing to use this power.
Yep.
So what is the strength of your movement? Is it a 6 as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you can just barely make it to the edge of that.
All right. And while he's on the cliff, and now while he's on the docks, he will move a bit forward to where, or closer to where Turpin is, and he will bring some of his spider legs up and attempt to stab him in the water.
Okay. So this is going to count as a second movement. The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to roll 5d.
5d?
Not of your normal movement minus 1.
All right, 5d. I think that's all successes.
Yeah, that is all successes. The dice love you
Nice.
tonight. Yes.
I'll say.
So that is. Yeah, that's a total of 6. So you effortlessly do this.
Nice.
All right, so yeah,
You
He
make
was
it
gonna go
over
for-
the top of his hex. So you're standing on top of him.
All right. Now Cuba's gonna use his stretch to pretty much start doing what he did in the simulation again, and just start digging his claws into the little crevice that's in between his shell and his flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Pontinus
And so
Almighty.
that is your armor piercing plus your melee.
Yep,
attack.
armor pierce, stretch, two-handed.
Uh-huh. And the gauntlet. Okay, so.
Yep, and the gauntlets. All right, let's see here. I just gotta calculate it all. Now, let's see here. Let's see. 4. 4. That's 8. Stretch. 6. 14. So that's 17d. All right, just a second.
Wow.
My gosh. My god.
Do.
Okay, so total is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total. So his
Yep.
defense is going to go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a wash. Is that you clash your claws against the back of his shell, but he is still retreating. And now that he's in the water, he's starting to move directly down.
Oh, Kiva isn't even in a shape. Isn't even like concerned about what he's doing. He's still trying to just like rip his shell off.
Mhm.
He clearly doesn't have any regard for what he might be planning. He's just trying to inflict as much damage as he can.
So, do you want to continue your move? Minus a.
I think that'll be my turn.
Okay, you'll give your turn. Okay, so Rainy goes ahead and he firebolts the other pumpkin. And so that will end his. Now you have the choice between Marin and Otto again.
I'll be easy this turn. Otto's just moving more toward the action, but Otto does not really have like a good movement, so he's going to move his 3 squares or whatever.
Okay.
He's 3 agility.
Alright.
Oh, then I guess that means Marin's getting in the water again.
Yep, especially since Cuba's just going at him in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the water's probably getting stained green too.
Okay, so once again, the entirety of your movement up to 6 squares. You can be right on top of him, but you can also see that he's barely becoming a blip because he is starting to swim very deeply towards the basin of the water.
Can't see where he's going. Hold on.
Oh, hold on. See, this Cuba will use his stretch to kind of like extend some shadow claw forward right towards Marin, and she sees this big old shadow claw like right at her, and it doesn't really say anything because, well, it can't. But still, it motions for her like kind of like come over this way, and he kind of reaches out for her hand.
Marin shudders at having to dive deeper into the water, but she does so. And if there's a way for me to reach Cube, I guess I could see about using buff.
Well, okay,
All right,
so
Cuba
QB is actually extending a limb for this, right?
Yeah, I'm helping out with that. So,
Okay.
yeah, and at the feel of Marin's It's a grip. The claw will proceed to bring her closer to where he and Terrapin is where, while Cuba is still like just going at it.
So give me an attack for the stretch arm.
It's not really an attack. It's more an assist.
I know, but it's just I want to rate the effectiveness of it.
All right, let's see here. That'd be stretch. Stretch. So. All right. So yeah, that would be a stretch.
So just 16, no modifiers or anything?
Yeah.
Alright.
Because, like you said, you're not attacking, you're just extending the limb down.
Yeah, alright. 4, 6, 2, 6, 4.
Okay, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 total. Okay. So, as a counter, Lord Terrapin attempts to grab. And he gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, we're in a situation where, he reached out to attempt to grab. QB brought the limb down. And so he's at this point, he's at least touching it.
Oh boy.
So Marin gets a little bit closer to the center of the ocean. And let me have your perception.
Perception, cool. Let me do perception is 3.
Okay. So I think you'd still be able to see this. Is that very clearly, Lord Terrapin reaches into that boa that he has around his neck. He pulls out what looks to be like a red ruby encased in a gold trim, and then he vanishes in a bright light, and he is gone, and so is QB.
Wait, we're both gone?
Yep.
Marin quickly swims up to the surface, just practically gasping for breath. Guys! He's gone! Both of them!
Okay, who's gone?
Kyubey! Terrapin took him! I don't know where he's at! I can't see them anymore!
Well, okay, what exactly happened?
I don't know! I saw Kyubey try to grab on, and something red and shiny just flashed, and before I knew it, they're gone before my eyes.
Something red and shiny.
It looked like a jewel of some sort.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That explains everything. That explains absolutely everything. So for a long time we've been trying to figure out how Lord Terrapin has been traveling through different dimensions. Is that medallion he is holding is using the entire ocean as a conduit in order for him to disappear and then reappear in other dimensions.
Oh god, it's Kyubey.
Well, it's a regret that, QB and Terrapin were still touching when that was happened.
How can we follow them?
Marin quickly jumps up onto the dock.
Uh-huh.
She is practically trying to run past to where the cat's pajamas is.
Mm-hmm. So you're just trying to move past everyone and then just try to get back to the bricks.
Yep.
Okay.
At this point, she knows the only place she can go back is to see if Bosch knows anything at this point. She does not wait for any explanation of any sort.
Mm-hmm. So,
that is practically her kid.
Mm-hmm. So Brainy reaches, once again, pulls off his hat, reaches into his hat and pulls out a clear glass jar. And he just scoops some of the ocean water into it. Marin makes it to about the end of the docks when Brainy catches up with her. He's holding a jar full of seawater, and he says, all we're going to need to do is just take a moment in order to analyze this, and we might be able to find out where the interdimensional signature is that Lord Terrapin escaped into.
Marin is hemming and hawing and looking around. She is just absolutely panicked.
Okay, so don't worry. I'll get this done in a jiffy. And he takes off his hat. He pulls out, a few chemistry tubes. Starts to, just kind of make a formula right there in the center of the docks. Then he takes all of it in the jar, puts the lid on it, shakes it back up, and then puts it back into his hat. After a minute, he pulls out a long sheet of paper. I say, okay, we've got portal coordinates. Interesting portal coordinates. They practically spell out a word. It's goes CORALANTH
Oh. Oh.
01
no.
Omega.
No. Could this day get any worse?
Wait, you're saying that the native people actually use Coralanth as their interdimensional cable. That's ridiculous. It's like if you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your luggage.
Hey, I need to change the code on my luggage.
So I guess Marin runs back.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, just as she gets to the cat's pajamas, passerbys can notice that she is just absolutely cringing, cursing, and muttering to herself.
I know nobody's happy when it comes to going home again, Marin, but we're going to need to keep our heads for QB's sake.
Otto offers the comfort protocol and has the hand out ready to pat on the back.
Marin allows it this time, just still kind of remembering the last time the comfort protocol got rejected. So you just see her just kind of huff, and she's kind of got her hands crossed. And yet, she still relaxes.
Brainy enters the portal coordinates, so yeah, it immediately flashes up, and the first thing that we see is just a wall of water. And so, yeah, we're going to have to prepare for this one. I think I have it around here somewhere, and he starts looking around the library. Okay, eventually he pulls a ring. And he said, okay, with this, I should be able to breathe and keep myself within a certain amount of oxygen while I'm under the sea. And so he puts it on, and then immediately he gets surrounded by this bubble.
Well, I suppose that's one way to do it. But what about Otto?
Oh, I don't need to breathe.
Yeah, you don't need to. You're an automaton.
What was that, Brainy?
Sorry, I just need to, adjust my. I just need to adjust my voice a little bit. Then you should be able to hear me in this thing.
That's better, I guess. But what about Otto? Sure, he can breathe, but wouldn't his armor need protection?
No, not really. I mean, I don't think we would be there in a prolonged enough amount of time for him to have his joints start seizing up. As a matter of fact, it'll be advantageous to him. I'm sure that due to this certain amount of underwater containment, he would actually be able to move slightly faster.
Oh, if you say so. Let's just get this over with.
Okay. All right, so we step through the portal. And this is the whole of Coralanth. Before our eyes, just mounds and mounds of very beautiful, different colors, different shades of coral, and so much of it that it creates sea walls, and it creates corners, and it creates turns, and there's an innumerable amount of very exotic-looking fish swimming in the water. So while in the middle of the surface of the water, you can clearly see that Marin is swimming freely, naturally. Brainy is kind of bobbing about, just hovering in midair in this very large sphere that he's in. and he is pedaling with all four of his feet in order to just get it to maneuver in any direction. And Otto does just immediately go to the ground, but as you can see, it is an incredibly soft and floaty landing. And it's really just due to the fact that he is at least slightly floating in the depths of the water. Is that he's probably going to be able to have a slightly more normal jump. He'll have a slightly more normal running speed because just the heft of the ocean is actually helping to support him slightly better.
Otto tests out his new movement restrictions, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm. And so, it's pretty interesting to see is that, you've never seen Otto do a long jump, for example. It's easy enough for him to do while he's at the bottom of the ocean.
Hey, just be careful where you jump, okay? The coral here is very sensitive. The last thing we need to do is stress it out.
Okay, so, Otto, give me a perception check.
Yes, Otto has a high perception, and he is going to let's see here. That is 3 successes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so now Marin and I are going to do a perception check in response.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Your success was a 3. Marin's was also a 3. And mine was nothing.
Still getting used to the bubble thing.
Mm-hmm. So, Brainy is, he put himself in a situation where he just kind of rolls, and then he can't get himself to stop rolling for a moment. But Marin sees this clearly enough is that almost immediately you just hear a sound like a just large... And Otto is gone. You look up and you see this.
Oh, no. Wait.
You recognize that as a man-o'-war. And so man-o'-wars are just these large jellyfish that are double the size of human beings. And,
oh, dear.
They're known for abducting people, and while they're inside their stomachs, they're safe for a long period of time, but then they just get digested over months.
Well, lucky for you guys. Marin has both animal empathy and animal control.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to attempt...
Would that work on something that doesn't even have a brain? Jellyfish don't have brains.
It's still an animal. I'm counting it.
Alright, fair enough.
I was going to allow it.
Yep.
Alright, I was just questioning things.
So... yeah, Marin recognizes the man of war. She's gonna just go ahead and try to use animal control to get Otto spit out.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Animal control +2 calling, 5 points.
5 points.
So I guess...
yeah. Okay, so... what you're seeing is the Man of War's will.
Okay.
So that is a whole 12. So you see the Man of War pause, and it kind of just directs its whole body in your direction. Just bulb first, that as though it were looking at you, but then it still turns around and it still starts to head in the opposite direction.
Is it still carrying Otto though?
Yes, it's still carrying Otto. I mean, you can very clearly see that just the outline of Otto's body just floating in the center of this thing's membrane, the same way that Brainy's floating in the bubble.
Alright, well, if that's a 12, then let me think. That's a man of war. That's about the same size as Marin.
Well, it's twice the size of anybody, including Otto.
Oh, wait, twice the size of her. Then,
So, give me another perception check.
Perception check is 3.
3. Yeah. Okay. So you can tell just by the pattern it's swimming that seem to know exactly where it's going.
Okay, then let me think about what. So if I don't know where it's going, I don't know why
No,
it took Otto.
that's what I said. The opposite. I said you know exactly where.
Oh, I know where it's going. Where is it going?
Mm-hmm. So I mean, so you swimming in that direction, and no, certainly Coach Brainy to start going in that direction too. You pass through the massive coral gardens. You start to see a sand pathway leading down to a row, and at the end of the row is just this gigantic palace, ornate palace made of ancient, crushed pieces of coral. Just kingdom gates surrounded by spires, several tall towers, a large gate in the front, and then just behind that, a cathedral with 3 steeples.
Great. This just keeps getting better and better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, welcome to the Coral Citadel.
Well, I hate to be the only one to still be around for you to have to suffer this. And then no sooner the Brady says that, you hear another.
No! No, 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 no!
Huh. Checkmate, you knaves. From the middle of the Citadel gates enters this very stately-looking Triton. He is wearing a toga.
AKA Abraham Colton.
Yeah, Abraham Carlton. Roughly that we're about to call him. And
yes.
He's dressed in a toga. He has some seaweed branches around his neck, and he is wearing what appears to be an inverted conch shell. Just kind of as in the center of his head, like a headdress.
Marin just kind of instinctively freezes up, just kind of hunches over, makes herself seem smaller.
Hot diggity dog, did I make my quarter today? As he just starts to just scribble down on a piece of papyrus with what looks like a tiny swordfish for a pen.
Hey, Uncle Brutus.
His eyes roll over.
I'm back.
By the eyes of Poseidon? Is that you? You couldn't have picked the worst time to show yourself up again. He lets go of his pen and it swims away. I've never been busier. I don't have the time to entertain this. Oh my gosh, your mother and father will be so happy to hear that you've come back.
That's all good and all, but my friends have been kind of manhandled by the Man of Wars.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I wouldn't fear too badly, because you understand is that since you've been away, we've managed to get control of the Man of Wars. They work for us now. They're in my division, providing the security against any kind of land dwellers that might be encroaching.
Okay, that's good and all, but they're here with me. So where have they been taken?
Wait, you're saying that these friends that you're talking about? Okay, these friends, they are the people that we've just recently arrested?
Wait, arrested? We just got here. They haven't done anything wrong.
They entered the kingdom. You should have known by now that this is our policy.
We were outside the gates.
Okay. Come a moment with me. I will show you where they're being held. And so you walk with him, just behind the tower gates, inside of one of the internal linings of one of the walls, and then down several steps.
All right.
Say, you've made some strange well-wishers since you had left previously. For one is that the tortoise that we had recently captured has not stopped saying curse words.
Oh, no. Okay, no. That one isn't with me. What about the other?
What, you mean the thing in the bag?
Yes, please, he's just a boy.
He's certainly had very sharp teeth for a boy. And so you find, as you're talking, you finally reach the base of the stairs, and you see like four different holding cells. And yeah, there are solid steel bars on all of them. And you see Otto and you see Brainy still floating in the bubble, and Cube, they had given Cube a breathing device. Is just kind of a little thing that is worn around the neck, and then it just kind of has tubes that you would assume would go into their nostrils, except it goes underneath Cube's bag where it can't be seen.
Cube's, yeah. Mary's just kind of looking between all of them. She notices that at least Cube has the breathing device. She rushes over.
Yeah,
Hey,
Cube was pretty much has still been thrashing around in that thing as soon as he even got here. But at the sight of Marin, he keeps trying to go close to him and trying to rip open the gates, only to get some kind of shock of magic and for him to screech in pain.
Mm-hmm. And so that was actually something that I was going to get to, is that if anybody tries to get rough with the bars, they will receive a shock.
Yeah, but that doesn't even stop him as he keeps trying to claw through and he keeps screeching and screaming Marin's name.
Uncle Brutus, please, you have to let them go.
You should teach that. You should, in turn, you should tell them that not to agitate the mana wars so much. They're the ones actually bringing the bolts down in order to power these electric fences.
Otto reaches to engage comfort protocols on Cube to get Cube to calm down and cease harming himself against the electricity of the bars.
Cube pretty much is still shaking from all the shocks, but he's gotten pretty weak from it, so he does take on his device, even though he still keeps hissing at Uncle Brutus. Like he is looking full dead set on murder.
It's all well and good. But we came here for a reason. Actually,
she points over to Lord Terrapin. Him.
So,
I guess he's got some grievous wounds.
Familiar with, no doubt, even though you just tried to say the opposite. You know that we have a decorum when it comes to these things. Sit. Please, sit. And so he sits as well. Basically, all he does is that he brings his legs into a crisscross, and then he just kind of hovers slightly above the water in the place where he is.
Marin pinches the bridge of her nose.
We begin by acknowledging that you are addressing a superior member of the priesthood.
She grits her teeth.
Yes, Archbishop Brutus.
Thank you. Now, while I am certain that this perpetrator of yours is somebody that you indeed hope to bring to the surface, I want to give you the alternative proposition that this prisoner remains here. After all, you can see the effectiveness that we have had controlling the mana wars. There's definitely no means through which he would be able to escape from this place.
And that's where your... She stops herself. Unfortunately, it seems as though the prisoner has other means of escaping, unless his wares have been confiscated.
Oh, well, we've certainly done that. And so he reaches on the breast pocket of his toga and he pulls out the medallion.
Yes, that.
We're no strangers to interdimensional travel. I mean, you would know that because you took an interdimensional portal out of Corlanth.
Yes, River.
Oh, but it's been too long, my dear. Tell me, where have you been?
She's like taken aback by the sudden casualness.
Well, since then I've been interdimensionally traveling myself, trying to stop criminals.
Criminals,
and spread the good word of Pontinus, like always.
Criminals like perchance what you've taken these robes from. It says, gestures up and down the outfit that Marin is wearing.
Marin happens to blush a little at the remark in embarrassment.
I mean, the man that we had ejected in those days was certainly a criminal. Is this a concept that you allow or deny?
She thinks for a second. And she thinks back to the last time that she had allowed her quote-unquote criminal friend to become exiled. She thinks about all her friends. And she says, slowly but calmly, I deny.
It's just as I suspected. So I suppose you have an explanation for the cat, the mechanical man, and the bizarre bag creature that you had brought along with you.
They're all part of my team. They are all part of us investigating the interdimensional portals and for capturing criminals.
She looks back at Terrapin and she tries to think for a sec.
Yes, even the turtle man.
Ah, frickety, frackety, blah, blah, blickety, blue. Rockety, rockety, and so, as has been suggested, he has done nothing except to try to say absolutely anything in order to get a rise out of her uncle, but it hasn't.
So he's just been nonstop cursing the entire time?
Mm-hmm.
Just to see that it's working, she at least shouts out,
Will you be quiet for 1 second? I am trying to save your shell.
And then, he demurs. He suddenly, for the first time, he decides to stop chattering.
Thank you.
You certainly have a way with criminals these days, don't you?
She shoots back a look at Uncle Brutus.
Okay, so continuing.
Continuing on.
We know that it is our policy that we do not allow any Outlanders for the express purpose that anybody would attempt to make away with the valuables that you would be able to find in the Coral Gardens. You may feel that you trust these Outlanders, but I can see just as easily that their thirsty eyes are keen on depleting what is left of the natural world that lies before the ocean.
So you intend to
you care about these things, don't you? Or at least you used to.
Hold
I
on a
do.
second. Hold on a second. Hey, Brainy, would this? I have a question. Would a stretch be able to kind of sneak its way through the bars if it technically counts as like shadow material?
Mm. So what are you suggesting? That you would hide
I'm
in
suggesting
shadows?
that it might be able to sneak on the ground while Marin has him distracted, so that I could probably just grab him.
Okay, you can make an attempt once again.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to do it slowly though, while Marin and Uncle Brutus are talking, so that
Run. Okay, so first of all, roll for your shadow.
we'll stretch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Should two-handed count?
Okay, so if you're gonna stretch, you gotta say exactly what it is you're trying to do.
All right. Yes. All right. As the conversation goes on, Cuba is still is furious at him, but he does understand that he can't try to attack the bars anymore. So, he goes closer to Otto a bit, and where in his larger form, he's kind of rubbing against the walls and uh, and and such begins to make certain motions with his hand, making the shadows start to move, and in between the bars, but stealthily through the floor, as if it was nothing more than just light coming through the water and shining light.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so roll your attempt for the stretch.
All right, so stretch and two-fisted.
Mm-hmm.
All right, stretch. That would be a 90.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
All right, let's see, 2, 6, and that's it.
yeah, the 2 and the 6. Okay. So, okay, so this is a perception roll.
Hold on, can I spend some resolve to do it again?
Yeah, go ahead and do the
All right.
reroll.
All right, let's see here. All right, let's see here. 90. All right.
Mm-hmm.
6 for 2.
Okay, so that is a total of 4. The counter roll was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you do start to try to reach towards him. He sidesteps it. He signals upward with his hands, and then the man of wars go off again against the bars. Okay, so
She shrieks again in pain.
Well, first, yeah. Okay, so this would be an attack worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 points, and so you can roll your defense.
All right, roll defense. Which roll is defense again?
Your see
under your toughness, sheet, unless you toughness. Have some other.
Toughness.
Mm-hmm.
All right, toughness. That would be 5.
You're 5. All right. Okay, so
that's 6.
Mm-hmm. So that's your 6. So yeah, you don't get shocked, but you do get inhibited by the electricity again, and you pull your limbs in again.
So I guess while this is all going on, she's still looking around, still trying to jump at the defense.
Mm-hmm. So calmly, he turns around. He points his finger at QB and says, "Is that the behavior of somebody who does not want to do us any harm?"
He is just a boy. He is merely a child.
Well, as much as I admire your judgment, and as we all know, I've always been a big fan of your compassion, I will allow everybody to have their say in their innocence. But as you know, that these things also have propriety as well. Come, return with me. We will go back to the village. We will say our hellos to our new friends and see if we can quickly convene the exile of these individuals that you choose to call friends.
She does bite her tongue back at the more callous language, but she still follows through in hopes that if she can't at least beat the system, she can at least try to compromise with it.
Mm-hmm.
She looks back at everyone as they're
Yeah, Cuba's pretty much been singed by all that electricity. You can clearly see he's been pretty badly hurt by all this.
Wait! Before we go. The bars. Will you at least let me heal him, please?
If you choose. I'll be right outside the back door. And so, yeah.
All right, so
he moves
Marin
from one end to the chamber to where there's an exit, out into an outside area.
Marin rushes over, and she's got healing set up.
Yeah, Cuba's practically sink to the bottom of the cell at this point. I mean, like, he's just been way too, he's been zapped way too much.
Okay, guys. I know this looks bad, but if we can fix this, I can fix this.
I said, don't worry. I know we have done no harm since we've got here. Which is personally amazing to me because of Terry in the other cell.
Yeah, well...
all we have to do is stay here, and I'm pretty sure that, we'll be able to be released expediently.
I don't know.
Hearing this, Cuba, he actually does start moving. He starts to get back up, even though he's still shaking from all that electric pain. And Cuba says, Cuba don't wanna be with Marin.
I know, sweetie. She gives a little head pat to QB. Just kind of a real gentle one.
He still kind of falters a bit from all the pain, but he still keeps getting back up just to be closer to her.
Don't worry. I'll fix this. But I have to ask you guys to not attack either. Just hear them out. I'll be there. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll still have a little bit of pull from when I was still a priestess here. Or maybe I can convince Uncle Brutus to do something about it.
Your uncle does not seem receptive to the concept of us being innocent parties.
No. Last time I had hosted an outsider, things went awry. We were up on the surface for my birthday, my breach day. But when we got back, River's old crew had been following us back. And upon seeing the rich resources we had, fish, coral, the mines, they decided to plunder. And because they had associated themselves with him, he's been exiled. So that means, while the land is still recovering, then it seems that the coral has become a bit more protective of its land. Any and all outsiders are seen as a threat. It's not fair on you guys. I know it's not. But if I can convince all of them that we're friends...
She looks over at Lord Terrapin.
Yes, even you. Then we can just reconvene up on the surface and just go from there. Anything's better than whatever punishment they have in store.
Okay, Lord Terrapin is
don't-
in his cell. He has his back to absolutely everybody. And it doesn't really even seem that, he's listening or... It just seems that he might be sulking.
I don't want to lose anyone. Not again. It's been 5 years and I still haven't seen him anywhere. I didn't even know he was alive until recently.
I'm sure
You
he's
wouldn't
out
be able
there,
to-
and I'm sure he's still alright. But...
Hearing this, after saying this, Mary feels a bit of a grip on her hand, and Cuba, even though he practically can't even get up anymore after all that, even though he's still using whatever energy he can in some attempt to comfort her, even in this kind of time.
So, I'll fight with everything I've got. Because the alternative is something I can't allow to happen. Not again. She gives Cube one more pat, and then she decides to walk out the door. I'll be back. Promise. And with that, Marin is gone.
So, you move just out towards the exit, where you saw your Uncle Brutus exit, and he's outside and he's sitting in the exact same manner that he had before. And he does the same thing. He motions you to sit down again.
Marin sits. Her elbows are on her knees. And she is nervously shaking back her bangs.
Marin, do you remember our code? It is
Yes.
something that they would have taught you wrote in the beginning of your priestess training.
Code. She thinks on it for a while. It seems things have changed since I've been gone, though.
As Tritons, we were birthed from the coral. Therefore, the coral is all things, and the coral is all people. It is therefore our duty to always be the ones to protect the coral. In early days, everything was absolutely peaceful, and we did not know from what, but I think that we have been rather enlightened of that in recent moments. Wouldn't you agree?
Enlightened.
In addition to that, I had asked you a question in the chamber. Where are all of them from?
All of them come from Metaluna.
Metaluna. Take a moment, I shall write that down before I forget. Pulls down a piece of parchment out of his toga, and he just jots that down.
You know, it's a rather beautiful place, even if I live on the outskirts now.
The outskirts. Definitely a place that they should be keeping a Triton Royal.
Well...
Marin, you know my position on all of this. It is not even that I think that anybody in that cell is particularly spiteful. I only know that they know not, and they know not of our ways, and they know not of the ability to our need in order to maintain the coral reefs.
Then why not just teach them?
So, do you think we have the time to confide all of our secrets to numerous people on the surface world?
Maybe not, but I've learned a lot. In just 5 years.
Name some of these things.
I've been able to pick up on other languages. I've met so many different people unlike us. And yet, they're capable of such wonderful things. They're capable of song, of dance, of art, of writing. Their languages are intricate and beautiful, and their culture is just so different. But different isn't bad. It wasn't bad when it's the three of them. It's not bad when it was River.
Such a thesis that you have. You protect criminals with the utterance of the name of another criminal.
Have you even asked River if he was actually truly involved?
What would be the point of asking him? As a part of the entire charade. Okay, so while you're discussing another Triton guardsman is holding a polearm. It runs up to the two of you. And he says, Brutus, Brutus, we are in need. We're in need of you. The seal to the cave containing the Fulacanth has been broken. It's broken?
What?
Oh, this is all too much to be happening in one day. So, the Fulacanth, this is just another give me in terms of knowledge. The Fulacanth were an ancient race of people composed entirely of seaweed that have been entombed in a cave for 1,000 years for being the first people to attempt to corrupt the coral reefs by subjecting them to assimilation through their algified bodies. They would touch the algae, and then the algae would start to die, and then transform into ghost coral.
Ah! Okay. Marin thinks for a sec. She knows about the Fulacanth. But she thinks about Lord Terrapin.
I can't help but think that all of these things are occurring as part of a coincidence. But no matter, I must attend to this. Please don't try to be too noble while I'm away dealing with this very pressing matter. And he turns around and he leaves the guard, as leaves Marin in the chamber with the cells.
Marin thinks. She tries to find... Hold on. I'm trying to think about, how to get them out. Because if she can get Lord Terrapin on their side, then he can make short work of the Fulacanth. Marin decides to be too noble. Let's go!
Alright, let's do this! Let's be too noble!
So she heads back to where they're being kept. To where the man of wars are at and the bars.
Mm-hmm.
If these creatures truly are being controlled now, then they should be able to understand her. She might not be able to understand back. I still have 2 points of resolve. I only used 1 point.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so no need to use a resolve unless you want to add dice to this roll. But you can definitely attempt to run animal communication again.
Yep. Yeah, like animal control or animal communication.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see if I can use both of my points of resolve on this.
Mm-hmm.
Since she's just absolutely determined.
Alright. So use your 2 points of resolve, add those to the roll total.
Because, let's see, animal control, 5 points.
Mm-hmm.
If I add that, 7 total.
7 total, yes.
And for flavor, while Marin comes in, Otto is explaining to Brainy how he had never been swallowed by a being with a digestive tract like that before, and was describing some of the biological dissimilarities of the Manowar's digestive tract as opposed to some of the other beings that Otto has been swallowed by.
And Brenny is eating all this up. He's taking copious notes.
Yeah, Cube's still just really pissed at Uncle Brutus and still looking for a way to get out.
See, I do not know how the science of biology went on for millions and millions of years without the near constant swallowing of an automaton. Scribble, scribble, scribble.
Wait, how's he scribbling underwater?
Because he's trapped in a bubble, but he still
He's
has
got
his
the bubble.
notebook in his
Oh, yeah, that's right.
pocket, along with absolutely everything he ever needs ever.
All right, so I rolled my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, 1, 5, 5, 4, 6, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 successes for you.
Yeah, 4
Yes,
successes.
indeed.
Okay, so you get a response back from the man of wars. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. You hear a voice in your head say, "All are the Folacanth. The Folacanth are it all." And it runs kind of on repeat. All are the Folacanth. Folacanth are all.
What?
And then you look immediately down, and you see Lord Terrapin is on his back in the jail cell. He's foaming at the sides of his beak, and his eyes are rolled in the back of his head. And he's saying the same thing. All are the Folacanth. The Folacanth are all.
No. I thought if anyone else, you wouldn't be the one. Okay. It's alright. I guess would emotion control or would healing work against Terrapin?
It's worth a try.
It's worth a try.
Mm-hmm.
I still have 3 points for each.
Mm-hmm. If you want to put the additional points?
I do not have any more resolve.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well,
So, I need to count back when it comes to what you've done. So I'll give you a point of resolve for thinking about the control on the Man of Wars both times. And also to return to the cell. So that's a 3 additional.
Alright. Well, if I'm that bound and determined, gonna use all 3 again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Come on.
6. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. 3 6s in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Okay,
Of
so
the beast.
okay, we won't have a counter on this. Okay, the Man of Wars are still chanting, but then immediately Lord Terrapin, he wakes up, he shakes his head. He coasts back onto his legs, and he's sitting. It's the most bizarre sensation. Does every entity underwater capable of reading minds?
I don't think I'll ever be able to comprehend your mind.
Well, it seems it might have been too spicy for the jellyfish as well. He climbs back onto his feet.
Alright, so I guess if I did the thing with the thing.
Mm-hmm. And so you'll get a resolve. Also, you'll get a resolve back for that. So you have the one.
I didn't think I'd be saying this, but I need your help. If I can find a way out of here. You're the only person I know that can control plant life. My uncle, he's gone back into the cave where all the Folacanth are at. If someone doesn't stop them, then the entire reef will be covered in nothing but plant life.
So,
everything will suffocate and die.
Are you out of your head? I barely survived an onslaught from those sinister seaweeds. There's absolutely no way I'm going to risk my
As soon as he says that, as soon as before he could even finish, I said, his cubic pretty much brings up a claw gun and it slams it into the side of the cell, making it crack and cause claw marks to form. And when Cubey yells, "Help or Cubey finished job earlier!"
Okay, so he immediately walks over and he stuffs both of his paws against the cracked wall. Turns back to Marion and saying, "I'm willing to entertain a plan."
Always.
Good to see that you're coming around to the idea. It's either that, or it's capture and release. And this time, you won't have a way to escape.
Mm-hmm. They snarls as if to tap the cherry on top of Marin's little threat there.
Well, it seems that you have me over a barrel. I don't suppose your spiderling friend might entertain the process of doing that against the wall that faces the outside.
Marin tries to look around and see how. Wait, if the man of war are kind of incapacitated, then that just means they'll be able to get out, right?
Oh yeah. At those words, Kivea goes down a bit and touches the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Only as if to, but quickly pulls back in case there is a shock, only for it to not happen. But with a few more taps, Kivea grabs the bars of the cell and just tears them open.
All right, roll your strength.
All right, strength.
I think it's actually might.
Strength.
Might.
Yeah, might. That's 5.
Mm-hmm.
Also, would a two-handed count here with the thrall gauntlets?
Yes, it would.
All right. Two-handed. 4. Let's see here. 4, 3, 7, 5, 12. Also, an armor piercing count here.
Yeah, I believe it would.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's
cool.
see here. 3, 4, 7, 11. That would be 16D.
Yeah. Okay, so
all right.
Yeah, at this point, there's probably nothing I can roll against that.
Yeah, most likely.
QB has, from this point forward, just discovered the breaking point for these cells. This has the capability of shattering through any wall or bar.
Yeah, Kibbe just ripped out the bars and immediately he swam right. Well, kind of like weirdly paddled through the water. He clearly has no experience of swimming underwater like this, but still, he immediately kind of weirdly flail paddles over to Marin and hugs her tightly.
Marin swims over to close the distance, practically twirling Cube in a hug.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so worried about you. Are you okay?
Cube nods and makes some noises to show that he's really happy to be in contact with her again.
Oh.
You know, this is all very scrumptious, but I believe that we have some sadistic vegetation to deal with.
Right. Oh.
Alright. Cube, hey, let's go. Oh, and goes over to Terrapin's cage and does the same thing, only on a larger scale so that he can fit through. So he just grabs the top of the bars and just yanks them out and just snaps them into multiple pieces.
Oh, Pontinus, forgive me.
You're not bad for a piece of vermin.
Cube just says silently, says, turn on us and Cube will eat you.
Okay, fair trade.
Otto glares like with a little bit of intent, like his eyes go from glowy blue to glowy red for just a moment, and when Terrapin says that, and Otto says, "You would do well to choose your words more carefully."
Oh, yeah, sure. As a matter of fact, I believe I have a thesaurus with me.
He's staring at him, and Terrapin notices that he's he's gotten a bit uncomfortably closer, or after he ripped out the bars.
Can I say? I'm more than over a barrel at this point. I'm over my shell.
I think we're all over our heads at this point.
As I swore that I would never team up with that agitating fluff pile over there, but I believe it will. I may need to
Cube
just
hisses a bit.
to save our skins. All right, so.
All right, we're doing this then.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing this.
So just proceed to the entrance of the cave where the Folicanth are captive in order to uh, try to prevent another incursion of the coral reefs, and we'll do all of that right after this next break. Everybody have a stretch, drink some water.
All right.
Yeah, we'll be back at 20 minutes to the very top of the hour, which is where we very helpfully landed at this point.
All right. Yes, Rainy, I'm going to get myself a nice drink.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll be
now that you can do that.
Yep.
That's a thing that you can do now.
Yes, I'm now free.
And so we'll be back with the second half of tonight's stream. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in so far. This has been One Shots from the Meowing Portal. Stick around, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to tonight's installment of One Shots from the Meowing Portal. When we last left off, we found ourselves in the land of Corlanth, where Marin's Uncle Brutus was giving her a slightly hard time for her self-imposed time on the surface world. Regrettably, though, this family reunion was interrupted by the onset of the Folicanth, who have breached the cave that they were held captive in. We know not yet where Uncle Brutus's whereabouts are, but we did see it immediately fit to spring our archenemy Lord Terrapin, who has useful plant-based control powers as well, and immediately lead our way to the cave where Uncle Brutus might have been led into peril. So we're already at the mouth of the cave. Is that you can see right up ahead that there is just a section of the cave that is just rounded onto the corner leading up, and then just a second path leading directly north. Okay, so...
Oh boy.
Okay,
There
so...
we go. Now or never.
Okay, so... Lord Terrapin is actually attempting a check. Right, so... Okay, 2, 3, 4.
What is Lord Terrapin's check?
Okay. So he just puts his claws up on his temples and he says, "Yeah, there are many of them, and they are everywhere."
Great.
Proceed with extreme caution. I would dig a little bit deeper, but if I do, I might fall under their control again.
Kiwi's, meanwhile, still kind of flailing, paddling, and he's kind of holding on to Marin for, swimming support.
So I know what these Folicanth look like, right? I could describe in detail to Cube. So basically what I'm saying is...
So effectively that.
Yep, effectively that. I can tell Cube what the Folicanth look like. And that way, Cube can transform into one of them. And that way he doesn't have to be as cautious.
Ooh, sounds good to me. Yep. Alright, let's do that then.
Brady says, I think I might be a little bit strapped when it comes to my powers. Fireballs would do nothing, and if I did my mana bolts, I might pop the bubble that I'm in. I think I might still be able to put up force fields, so if you think we have an opportunity to do that, don't hesitate to ask.
Works for me. Just as
Please.
long as you make sure it extends over to Terrapin, too. Right now,
Just
he's
like
going to be
Brainy is a paper tiger of a pointless magic cat.
Yeah, alright, let's do that little, keep a little disguise thing underway, shall we, Baron?
Alright.
Yes.
So, I forget what your shapeshifting is under.
Let's see here. Shape-shifting, 1 second. Shape-shifting is, physical.
Yeah, it's physical. It is a single ability.
Yep, 4 points.
What does it cost? 4 points to cost? Okay, roll
4 points.
Roll 4D.
Alright. Alright, 4D. 4D. Let's see here. 4 and a 2.
Okay, so yeah, total of 3. Yeah, you're able to do this.
Okay.
And so you just transform the entirety of your body. And yeah, you take the shape of one of the Folicanth.
Yeah, so pretty much the process of it looked like his skin was pretty much rotting off, so it was like this new little disguise as he has.
Right.
And he keeps like some of his bag on, but he keeps it so that it's still like covering his face of it, so they won't see the breathing device.
Yeah.
Otto is, of course, like super fascinated by Cube once again and his ability to transform, and is trying to analyze how Cube is able to do this.
And doing this, Cube decides to go a bit ahead in this new form, and so then he goes there, and he gets kind of a feel of the wall before, or he determines that this cable is similar to the ones on dry land, and so he kind of does the same where he kind of moves through the water by like grabbing at the walls and floor with his hands.
And there you go. That means Cube can look a little bit ahead for us.
Yep.
So
that's what Cube's doing.
So you do feel that, this is very, very solid, somewhat volcanic rock that has been here for decades. And so probably the only takeaway that you would immediately have from that is that you're not going to pierce this as easily as the coral walls.
Yep.
So which direction do you begin to head?
I believe down this tunnel that we're currently down, right?
So, just to make certain, I probably should just flip this horizontal so it'll be different from the other tokens. Okay, so...
Yeah, good idea.
So which direction? You're gonna go up? You're gonna go upward?
Yeah.
Okay, from this starting point. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. Alright, and so almost immediately in front of you, you see 2 other Folicanths in the corridor.
That's what I see. Do they take any notice?
So they do both immediately look at you, and then you just hear inside of your head. All are Folicanth. Folicanth are all.
Does that do anything?
That's what's communicated to you.
Oh, okay.
You have an opportunity to make a response.
Alright, Cube will mimic that pretty much. He is an expert at mimicry after all, so yeah, he pretty much copies that.
Okay, I do still need you to check your mimic though.
Alright, let's see here. That would count as a ventriloquism, a physical, 3 points. So yeah, 3D.
3D, alright.
Alright.
So these both have the ability to roll at 3D.
Huh?
Yeah, both of the Folicanth have the ability to roll at 3D. And so...
Hold on. Can I spend a resolve to roll again?
Let me see. What did you get before you got... Yeah, you got 2. Okay. Yeah, you can spend a result to roll again.
Alright, let's try again.
Hmm.
Alright, come on. 2 and a 4.
2 and a 4. It's still a 2.
Oh.
And so they acknowledge you, and they understand that you're in the room with them, but they don't make any motion. They don't do anything. They have to move away from
Oh, okay.
the entrance,
Alright.
and so on.
Alright. Cubase will keep moving then. And
incidentally, we're still in the free hex, so absolutely anyone can try anything.
Oh, I know. In that case, Cubase will use that stretch thing while he's pretty much using his hands to pretty much make his way through the water. He's also like Rubish and Shadow person to make a little shadow claw to have at least some kind of information for them. So like they see this pretty much shadow claw rise up from the ground. And over to Mary specifically, and emotions like the number 2 with its hands and kind of points back towards the place where Cube went.
Okay, so roll your stretch.
Alright, stretch. Let's see. Stretch. Alright, that's 6. 60. Alright, that is a 2.
So you're able to do this without them detecting you, is that you do reach back with your limbs, and you do make the 2 symbol with your hand, and so the rest of the party,
is
takes
aware
notice of this. Okay. Does anybody do anything in response?
Guys,
Otto
you got
looks to
anything?
Marin.
Oh, me?
Well, yeah, I pretty much used the shadow claw thing that I used back then to try and reach you, but now I'm using it to kind of communicate. So, like, I signaled kind of like with hand movements, like that there's 2 of them and they're ahead.
She's reaching very far behind her back, and she's gesturing 2 at you.
Okay.
Oh boy. 2, huh? Well, even if we outnumber, it doesn't look like they're gonna be leaving anytime soon.
Otto suggests, actually, what if we just grab this stretchy limb and let Cube kind of pull us along?
Sounds like a good idea to me. Immediately, Lord Terrapin goes over. Passes.
Alright, Cube grabs Lord Terrapin and starts to pull them along the way.
Well, why not?
Okay, so I need... Okay, I'm going to need a power.
Okay, power. Might. Alright.
Yeah, I'm going to need a might.
Okay, might along with stretching, right? Yes?
Yes.
Alright. Let's see here. 5, 6, 11. Alright, let's see here. 11 and 1.
Alright.
Yeah, it looks like I might do it.
That was quite a few successes there, yeah.
And so, effectively, yeah, you grab Lord Terrapin with your limb, and you slingshot him in this direction. Okay, as Lord Terrapin approaches the 2 Folacrants, he takes several of the seaweeds around here, and he launches an attack of his own. It's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 to their defenses. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and so just several of just these long ivies that are along along the sides of the map, reach over and just strangle the 2 Folacants, and these guys expire.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice one.
Hmm.
Okay. Kimmy will keep going ahead of the Terrapin and show you like the claw thing to make sure, like he knows, like, yeah, this is me. Don't attack me. Okay, so yeah, he's
Yes,
still
I
gonna keep
certainly
going.
know with you. It doesn't look like any of these other wretches are planning on lending me a hand.
Literally. Anyway, Kimmy will keep going ahead while having the thing kind of trail, the limb kind of trail behind, so that the communication is still there.
Okay, so there, QB is leading. Terrapin is following. What is everyone else doing?
Well, I mean, what else is there to do besides follow?
All right. So,
Yeah.
so a movement of 6 all the way through, and since we've already established it's underwater, Otto can do 6 as well. Okay. And so you can see ahead of you there is just one on the corner against the corner of a wall here.
All right. Kimmy will relay this by doing one and kind of making a movement with like the hand to make it look like the shape of a corner, which it's actually pretty able to do because it looks relatively flat in 2D.
All right. So, Lord Terrapin takes a couple of steps up at this, and then he reaches out.
Before he does, Kimmy, stop. He wants to get a closer look to make sure there aren't any like lurking around the corner.
All right. So yeah, he looks back at him and he nods.
Yeah, Kimmy will go on ahead and for some more surveillance. Make sure there's no possible ambush.
All are full of canth are all. And so you do actually hear it in like multiples of 3 inside of your head.
Alright. Kimmy he mimics that in order to not get any alarms, and he will relay the information back to Terrapin.
So you immediately see Lord Terrapin do this. All right, no. Starts returning to the rest of the party. I think we might be outnumbered if we keep going in that direction. Don't tell me what Spider Boy thinks.
He has a name, you know.
Oh, really? It's funny.
His name is...
I never thought to ask you any of your names.
My name is Marin. And that spider boy you're talking about that's been so kindly helping us? His name is Cube.
Oh, he's been kind enough to want to take a bite out of me, anyway.
Because he's been trying to kill us.
I say you should be grateful he hasn't yet.
Ooh, yeah, fair point.
So, QB, what are you doing while you're still on the...
Alright, he's still near the 3. Maybe he thinks, maybe if he could get them up in a group, maybe that would help Terrapin, take him out more easily. So, Cube will kind of move, around the hallway, around, where it looks like there's kind of a more narrow hallway. Yeah. Alright, he'll go over there and he'll repeat that phrase to them again, kind of a motion towards, that narrow hallway.
Yes. Okay. So, you make it to this corner. You're able to see north. And then just the furthest north right there is a giant man-o-war. This one is even twice the size of the other ones that
that's
encountered
bad.
in the ocean. Yeah.
Okay, seeing that.
So from there, you're still able to see 3 full of cans and then one directly behind you.
Alright. I seen this, Cube really is the information back to the group by making the motion with the hand, and that will at least kind of mimics the motion of when it's making along with kind of making a gesture with his hand to signify that it's really big.
Everybody give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Okay, intelligence.
Yeah, intelligence.
Well,
I mean, so even Brainy's lofty one would probably only result in 4 here. That's a 3.
I
That one's
have
another
a
3.
3.
Um, I don't know. Search me. Brainy looks at that and he just starts scratching the back of his head. So what is QB gonna do? So what is your action? What is it specifically that you're trying to do?
All right. So what Cube will do is to pretty much kind of start or like imitating like some kind of form of alertness and kind of making some kind of aggressive gestures towards like a certain way in a corridor or like the opposite where I'm facing and to like try and lure the others into going a certain way.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I am going to need a command.
All right, command, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Just a second. Do.
Under your character sheet, I believe it is a D6.
Let's see here.
You can also use the remaining 4 resolve in order to add to that if you want.
Yeah, I'll add 1 resolve point.
Okay.
So that'd be a 7D.
That would be a 7D. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Yeah, roll your 7D.
All right. Rolling.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. To your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and so with that, I would suspect that you do manage to influence the 3 that are directly in front of you.
All right. So I'll guide them like towards like the left side, and kind of like pretending to like kind of sense something.
Mm-hmm.
And while so kind of like slowly guiding Turp as like they move in as they follow.
All right. So you start moving downward then.
Yeah, to the left.
All right, towards the left. Okay.
Yeah, to the left.
And so you just give this little communicative back and forth. All are Folicanth. Folicanth are all. And they're responding and they're starting to move with you, into this area. Whoops. I moved the map a little bit. All right. And so they've gotten this far at the beginning of this movement.
All right, gonna move a little bit, like a little further to the left. Well, I'll bring a Terrapin a bit closer.
All right. So what do you do specifically? You move?
Yeah, I move to like kind of around the corners to like like pretending to think like there might be like something around in the walls or something.
Mm-hmm. So just another movement, and they continue to follow. So you reach this area, but this area does end in a dead end, and at the end of it, there's another Folicanth.
All right. So Cuvée will like assign like how many there are like the number of fingers or whatever to Terrapin while bringing them over like pretty much they're boxed in.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to see you because you are.
But the shadow claw,
in this cavern,
it's chilling behind me. I'm using it to pretty much drag Terrapin.
Okay, it is the shadow. Okay. All right.
Pretty much I've been having it like trail behind me so that they can still have some communication with the party.
All right. So let's just say that I'll move him here.
Yeah, pretty much been dragging.
Oh, I did it again. Okay, so.
Yeah, pretty much been dragging him behind me for a while.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Alright, now he's gonna do a sneak, right?
Yeah, okay. So, he'll make another attempt to do the mind control. So,
Alright.
he's doing this at a slight disadvantage because his is a 6. The Fulicants are typically a 7. So, his roll was a 2, 4, 5, 6, 8. Theirs is a 1, 2, 3. Okay. So as to say that, yeah, this time he's got them. He's latched onto them, and they are just frozen in place.
Alright, perfecto.
All right.
Yay.
Alright. Seeing that Turpin has successfully frozen, and then Cuvee will motion, and with the Shadow Claw, that's pretty much just that's still kind of like back at the park, that they can come closer this way.
All right.
You know, they have that kind of beckoning gesture.
Okay, so they follow the beginning gesture and start to move. Well, Brainy, first of all, starts to move up this cavern.
Otto, if I remember correctly, was holding on to that claw. So when you gesture and pull it back, Otto's just holding on to it and being pulled along.
Alright, alright, that Shadow Claw is pretty much helping like the big one pretty much get dragged along. And Marin?
All right.
Yeah, she's moving up ahead too.
So it's that they're moving independently, but Otto is also following the same Shadow Claw. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So let's see, 5, 10.
Yeah, I was just
5,
probably like
30.
really heavy. You probably need all the help at getting just moving through the water he could get.
Right, exactly. Otherwise, he moves like really, really slow. He moves at a 3, while you two move at a 6 with your agility. So yeah, there's a big difference in our movement.
Okay.
Yep.
So at this point, we haven't entered initiative yet. Is that Lord Terrapin has these 4 in the front of the cavern prone. The one that is next to QB is just unsuspicious.
Alright. I have an idea. Maybe if Terrapin has them under control, well, maybe they can be manipulated into like attacking this one over here. Would that work?
Okay, well, I'm going to do another check for it.
Alright, let's try it out.
So once again, this is Terrapin 6 to the Fulicant 7. 2, 3, 4, 5. He rolled a 5. They have 1, 2. They only have 2.
Nice.
So yeah, they'll continue to do that. You know, they begin to move onto this one.
And yeah, Cuvee will pretty much
and get into battle with it.
Yeah, Cuvee will pretty much have them like focus on that thing, and like kind of like making those like aggressive, as simple as again, but kind of more intense against that one.
So then, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna stay in that cavern because you're really, really close to the melee right now?
All right, Cuvee will retreat a while back to the cavern, through the cavern to the others, while they're busy like taking out their fellow thing.
Yeah, so standard movement will lead them right about there.
All right.
So
you're getting according to plan.
So you're next to Lord Terrapin. He says, "You want me to hold them there, or should we make a break for it?"
Cuvee, he kind of ponders and says, "As a break, they fight now.
All right.
Even if leave, they mad."
I'm way ahead of you there. And so double movement, 5, 10, 15, 20. Well, actually, what are we trying to do? Are we trying to go all the way up, or are we trying to...
I think we're trying to go all the way up.
That's what I assumed. Like, they're able to see the Man of War, right?
Yeah, we saw the Man of War, correct?
Yeah.
Well,
So then he begins to move to the Man of War. He stops at this corner, and he is going to make a discretionary roll. So I believe his stealth is only a 4. So he manages a 3. The Man of War is even less. So the Man of War itself is a 3, and so for the time being, he is within range of it, but the Man of War can't see him.
Nice.
Perfect. All right. So what do we? So like Cube kind of moves towards that thing and kind of looking at the thing, kind of looks over at Marin to see if like she has any kind of idea of what to do about it.
So put you here for now.
Marin tries to think for a sec. Okay. Hold on. I'm thinking for a sec too.
Yeah, we're all doing a big brain time. Like, we have actually successfully solid snaked our way through most of this.
Because, like, the way that jellyfish work, it's not, like, necessarily... It's not necessarily electricity, right? It's, like, just kind of...
Yeah,
like, it's not...
like some kind of poison.
Yeah, precisely.
I have a question.
Not to mention that they don't even really have any eyes.
Does Otto feel that kind of pain?
I don't
I
think
need an insight check.
From me?
Yes, from you.
I mean, wouldn't Otto know too?
I mean, well, this is your ponderance. That's why I'm asking you.
True. Perception. Insight. Insight is where? Come on. Might. Intellect. Perception is 3. Investigation is 2. So I guess I'm gonna...
So, survival? Survival, science, streetwise, whichever one is higher.
Whichever one is higher. Let's take a look.
Even your, also your animal influence stat might be able to work here.
Survival is 5.
Mm-hmm.
And animal empathy is 3 points.
Alright, so yeah, you're gonna want the survival.
Yeah. So 5, here we go. Nice!
Oh, looking good!
So insightful.
Zoink, Scoob!
Well, it is her domain after all. She would know.
Yep, sir.
So yeah, so you do surmise that there is no way that Otto would actually be hurt if it was inside the Man of War.
Okay.
Otto's got no nerve endings.
I have an idea. So I know this is gonna sound crazy, but you weren't hurt earlier when the Man of War caught you, right, Otto?
It was most fascinating, but I was uninjured.
Then I have an idea. If we attack from the outside, then maybe you'll be able to attack from the inside?
Absolutely. I must be digested first.
Hopefully we don't have to deal with the digestion part. The end goal is getting you out of there eventually.
Kyubey, pretty much he's just like in with this pretty much big flat shadow claw and says, Kyubey can help with that.
Yeah, I'm sure you can, buddy. What I'm thinking is, as long as you're uninjured, then if there's anybody inside the Man of Wars, or if we need to take down an anomaly, then you'll be our best bet.
Otto pulls out the anomaly corrector from its holster.
And Kyubey will have this shadow claw pretty much wrap around like one of Otto's his legs is like a little tether, you know, to pull him out when he needs to.
All right. So you have a choice: is that you can lead him with the shadow tendril, or he could just walk up to the Man of War.
I'm pretty sure we can't just like walk. Yeah, I'll have Cube help pull Otto along so like he doesn't just trudge through the water,
Mm-hmm.
and help him get close enough to get in there.
So he's not actually going to trudge. We've established that he's actually moving slightly quicker in the water.
Slightly.
Oh, never mind then.
Slightly
Otto,
quicker.
you can walk up if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So yeah, I'm gonna moon walk, not the dance, but
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Walk.
So are you going to stop at melee or are you going to stop at range?
We're gonna stop at melee.
All right. So you're confronting the giant man of war.
Yes. Greetings, giant man of war. I would like to enter your digestive tract.
Okay.
That sounds so
Persuasion
wrong.
check.
Perception check.
Yep. You're phrasing.
I mean, shouldn't be too hard. It doesn't even have a brain.
Let's see here. Let's see. That's a 5D, and that is 6 successes on a 5D. I'm guessing I'm pretty perceptive here. What am I seeing?
No. Persuasion, not
I think that was
perception.
persuasion.
Oh. Okay.
Mm.
Un momentito, por favor. Persuasion. That would be command or charm, which are both
Mm-hmm.
2. Okay.
So, it depends on the motion. Are you going to try to command it to swallow you, or are you going to try to charm it into swallowing you?
I think Otto's version of charm is what he's trying to do, which is, he's Otto draws very heavily from Baymax, and so he's using his bedside manner, right, which is very sterile and very like homogenous, but like also trying to be like upbeat and friendly.
Mm-hmm.
But I have 2 successes, if that.
All right. So against the creature's intelligence, it's only a 2. Is a 3 to your
To my 2.
Yeah.
And how's the man? A little brainless animal is smarter than you.
Mm-hmm. So it just continues to bob in place. It doesn't seem to respond to you in any meaningful way.
Otto seems undeterred and waves his free hand and says, "Greetings, giant man of war. I would like to enter your digestive tract now," and tries to be a little bit more firm with his tone.
I would like you to have that as a command, and I'm also giving you a resolve.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do that as a 3D instead of a 2D.
Mm. Yes.
Alright.
Alright.
How about 4 successes?
Well, so once again, against their 2, which only results in 1.
Yeah.
And so the man of war has caught on to the concept of a creature potentially trying to make itself a dinner. And it just
pretty much.
and it just looms over him and it goes slurp. Otto inside the man of war now.
Otto.
Oops, hang on. Whoops.
Where did they go?
Just slightly behind the map. That's the roundabout way of doing it, but that's where he is now.
Yay!
Hooray!
I'm getting some strong Pinocchio vibes here.
Mm-hmm.
It's Macho all over again.
Take
Alright,
a moment to say
Is it not
Pinocchio.
Otto got
My
no
son
strings.
was swallowed by a jellyfish?
Mm-hmm.
Pinocchio, what the hell?
I got no strings. What can I say?
Mm-hmm.
Slow me down.
Is this where we enter combat?
I think not like with everything. I think Otto just has to just like incapacitate from the inside now.
Mm-hmm. So, I would say as soon as he would hit, then the following turn would be to enter edge. So, you can take this hit and hope it's a good one.
Alright, alright.
That's me.
Yeah.
Take the
Yep,
hit
that's
from the
you.
inside. Alright, I am checking. I believe I am a 6D, but I want to make sure. Auto notes that it's much bigger on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Might is 4, and anomaly corrector adds for 2. So yes, that is a 60. Let's hit for 6.
All right. So ordinarily the defense would be 7. I am having that. So that would be a 4. Okay. Their attack was only worth a 2. Yours was worth a 4. So definitely twice as much the attack.
I was a 5 actually.
Mm-hmm.
But yes. So I hit for 3 above their 2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So now we're going by edge.
Alright. Well, by edge, that will be Cube first.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by what's faster, the Man of War or Marin and I?
The Man of War is probably the second slowest thing here. The first one would be Lord Terrapin.
Okay, so then that'll be Brainy, then Marin and I, and then this Man of War, and then Terrapin.
Ah.
Yeah, don't forget Cube. I think I got one of the highest edges here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have the highest edge. You are number 1.
Mm-hmm. So unless you guys want to spend resolve points, then QB's going first.
Alright, I'll be going first then.
Cube can go first, as a treat.
Alright, so we're gonna be attacking this thing now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Right, what Cube will do is to move around into melee, but he will try to avoid the lower half and instead go around on the ceilings of these caverns and be on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And after poking like the top of the jellyfish like curiously, making sure that he won't get a shock from there.
Mm-hmm.
And after confirming it, he'll form the Thrall Gauntlet to just slash into it from the top.
So for starters, move up to the entirety of your movement to be on top of it.
Yep.
Okay, and then do your double claw attack.
All right. Just gotta add up all the dice here. I think I have some of the highest amount of dice around here. All right. Let's see here. 4. Let's see here. 4, 3, 7, and 11. 11. Pretty sure that's 11.
Yeah, okay.
11D.
And your armor piercing as well, right?
Yep, including the armor piercing.
Okay, so once again, taking dice away from the Man of War's defense attack.
Yep.
They only managed to save for 1.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess that practically flays it open.
Well, let me see. So far, I'm seeing, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yeah, the difference would be 4. 4 damage. Has taken 8 damage total.
Ooh.
10 damage total.
Nice.
All right. So
Did I just kill it right there?
No, but it is looking pretty bad. This is virtually like shredded toilet paper in the water at this point.
Practically completely shredded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much my cubite just slashed into it. That force is so strong that it almost completely shredded this thing. You could probably even see Otto when it's supposed to be like inside this thing. But now it's just so shredded that almost every part of it is pretty much exposed.
Nice.
All right. So who's next in Edge?
I believe that's you, Brady.
Yeah, it would be me, and then either Otto or Marin. So.
I generally acquiesce to Marin, so we'll continue that trend.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies first, Marin.
Aww.
So Brady just takes his movement. He moves around to this corner. We've already established that he can't use his fireball or mana bolt because of the bubble that he's in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And so that puts it to either Marin or Otto now.
Oh, okay. Let me think.
I'd probably vote for Otto since he is pretty much like inside, and after my attack, it's pretty much almost completely ripped open.
Yeah, at this point, there's not really a whole lot that Mary can do to get in close.
Mm-hmm.
So I think so this time, nah, I'm gonna return the favor. Otto gets to go first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she practically would only need to sneeze on it to kill it by now.
Right. Well, Otto's gonna take another swing with Anomaly Corrector then and see if he can reverse pinata his way out of this big Manowar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right.
All right. That one.
Like that though, that was terrible. That was one success.
So that was a 1. The Manowar also rolled a 1, so that one's a wash.
Dang.
Marin.
Damn.
What is
Alright.
the resolve situation? How much do
You
I
can-
have right now?
So right now,
Yeah.
so you just gained 1. Before the break, you had 1, so you currently have 2.
Let's go ahead and burn a resolve to re-roll those dice.
All right. So
Yeah, sounds good to me.
rolling your 6 once again.
How
Ooh, much better.
wow. How about
So their
5
defense
successes?
is 4 to your 5. Well, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, you're 6, so it takes 2 more damage.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's a better outcome.
All right.
Is that enough to exceed its life at this point?
Almost. It is like getting very clear. Is that
I'm
you were
pretty
managed to poke a hole through it with your anomaly counter, and you're just working your way to find yourself on the other side of it.
Yeah, pretty sure the thing is more close to shredded tissue underwater at this point.
Yes.
Okay, I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So my elemental control is level 4. Costs about 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
That hole that Otto made?
Yeah.
What if Marin could create like an undertow of sorts to try to rip the hole even bigger?
All right.
Oh my god.
So you're using your control water.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So at whatever amount that you roll your control water, go ahead and give that a roll.
Hold on. It says level 4, but it takes 10 points. Do I roll a 10 or do I roll the 4?
You roll the 4.
Okay. Well,
All right. And so once again, rolling the defense at disadvantage. 2 to its 1. So yeah, you do invert it, and then it's just the continuation of the ocean's current just continues to suck it inward until it does indeed go inside out. And now it's gone.
nice.
Oh, right.
Hmm.
And Otto
Sweet.
is well, I guess not inexplicably, but is slimy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now that the Man of War is out of the way, you see a passage just up ahead, further through to the north.
All right.
It
I'll
is
keep it in mind
completely
and take the
black.
lead.
Well, also it's completely black. Who are the dark visions?
Me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have a light.
Okay,
Hold on a second.
so that's your
I
choice.
also have a night vision, so yeah, I can keep leading the way. Yeah, I
Okay.
can pretty much use this shadow claw I gotta go and on here to pretty much use some kind of guiding rope.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the three of you with the night vision. Well, the two of you with the night vision. Otto still has the option whether or not to use his torch.
Yeah,
I don't
Otto
think
is
he
gonna-
can. Like we're underwater,
Underwater?
unless they're using SpongeBob logic here.
Otto has a magical light that emanates. Well, its source is his patron.
Mm-hmm.
So I am guessing that it's magic in nature and is therefore not affected by.
Yeah, but then again, Brady can't use like the firebolt or the mana bolt down here either.
Well,
Doesn't
he's
get
saying
bubble.
it's not a
Because of the
firelight, and
bubble.
that's the difference. He
Yeah,
can't
then my
he
bad.
can't fire the mana bolt because he would pierce the bubble. But I'm pretty sure Otto
Yeah,
can
I
still use
just realized
his light.
Yeah, never mind me. My bad.
Okay.
Marin can also carry Brainy through the tunnel.
So let me see. Through your power. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and roll that 3. Oh no, actually no, that's a standard. Never mind that. Okay. Yeah, the light goes off. So internally in your mind, you begin to hear your own robot voice saying, "This area is specifically very light. Please continue to proceed with caution."
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So
All right.
you guys go around over the top, and you go around and around and around the corridor, and then eventually you come out in this section. So,
All right.
So hang on a second. I just need to take a moment to put all of the icons close enough to where we are, so that you would emerge here. Okay, the first thing that you see just guarding the entrance to the cavern is one more Folicanth.
Oh shoot.
Shame.
Shame.
About to turn him into a coleslaw.
About to make him into chowder.
Kelp salad.
Yummy, yummy.
Okay, give me a perception. Perception, everybody.
Alright. Alright, let me just see here. Perception.
A 1 from Otto. Otto is apparently contemplating his navel.
Mm-hmm. Or contemplating what his machine voice is doing at the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
please proceed with care. Please proceed with caution.
I got a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very much just one result of 6.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
3 plus 4 plus. Mm-hmm. So that's actually, that's a 2, while Autodoc would have 1. Brainy's is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Marin's was also a 4. So Marin and Brainy hear this, while all of the remaining characters don't. You hear a voice as clear as your head saying, "Converge, converge, protect, converge and protect." And the one Folicanth starts to move backwards into the chamber.
Welp.
Ah. Alright. Looks like cover's blown, boys.
Converge?
Mm-hmm.
It means
And
they're
so
all
you
gonna be
also
coming over
hear,
here.
you also see Lord Terrapin begin to move in that direction as well. Converge, protect, converge.
Wait,
Shit.
no!
Hold on. Cubate will pretty much grab him by the head with like that shadow clone, just like go. He'll slam
Okay.
him right into the wall of the
Okay.
cave.
Give him
It's just like some attempt to snap him out of it.
okay, attack roll.
Alright, just a second. Alright. I'll be using the stretch thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Kyubey has no patience to be gingerly anymore.
Oh yeah,
Right.
he is pretty much had enough. He is not gonna be taking any shenanigans. Alright, 4, 6, 10, and 14, in 18D.
18D.
Oh yeah. Sorry,
Mhm.
Terrapin, this is gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
So his typical defense is a 7. It hits only 1. So he takes the remaining. Let me see. Well, hang on. 7. Oh, yeah, because there was a 5 and then there was a 2. So he takes the remaining 6 damage. His head gets slammed up against the wall. And he just goes, ugh. Ugh. You ever have a song that you can't quite get out of your head?
He pretty much just glares at it and says, "Don't turn!"
Said, don't turn, don't turn. Trying not to turn. Thank you.
He just hisses a bit of response, but not really full blown hit. But still, he is still will be on the tail like the what and the thing that went ahead and pretty much trying to figure out what the heck it wants to protect and possibly destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much kill it. Yeah, Kyubey's had enough of these games, bro.
All right. So once again, Brainy is getting his perception. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he can very clearly see this, and he shouts to the rest of the group, they're starting to march up the tunnel.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go.
What can we do to block this tunnel?
Ooh, I know. Maybe like try to cause a little cave in the little tunnel there. Like if you do enough damage, maybe that'll do it. And maybe that attack Cubey just did with a Terrapin might have weakened, might have shaken up the cave wall a bit.
Maybe.
I mean, geez, like 18D.
But that would be the matter of how we'd get out.
Simple. After we do that, do it again. just blast away through.
I've got an idea too.
Oh yeah, let's hear yours.
If that doesn't work, create another Riptide or Undertow again, but kind of pushes all the Folicanth back.
All right. Roll your attack.
My attack.
Attack!
Alright, so my elemental control, 4 points, let's go. And if I have any, if I have any resolve, I can try to burn that off too, just for the sole purpose of keeping that Riptide going.
Okay, so that looks like a 4.
Mm-hmm.
So they roll their defenses at a 6. They take 2. So you damage the one that is, immediately like 15 feet away. And so since you had intended to push it back, it doesn't tend to go, it ends up going this far into the tunnel.
Nice.
So, just bumps into the one that is right next to it, keeping it flat-footed.
If I need to keep this up, I will. Focus on what's ahead.
Right, Cubey's 2 steps ahead of you. He's already pretty much got the Thrall Gauntlets out, ready to just starts hacking and slashing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's still pretty much going after or like the thing that went ahead of the after he literally knocked the sense right back into Terrapin.
Mm-hmm. So what are you gonna do?
Me?
All right.
Or just everyone in general?
Yeah, well, we're still open right now.
Oh, we're still open?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how much further back I can take everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Because my animal empathy and my animal control are only 2 each. So it's probably better for me to try to use elemental control again. How much resolve do I have left?
Okay,
Because I
so
think I only used 1 from last time.
yeah, so then that would put you, that would give you 1 remaining.
1 remaining?
Yeah.
Gonna use that. Gonna use that resolve. Gonna do it again.
All right.
And you're gonna need that for this.
Rolling it at a 5 this time.
At 5. Let's go. Nice.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Was it defense at a 6? They did 7. I mean 2, 4. Actually 5. Yours is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Dang.
So the torrent just rushes through the tunnel again, and it rounds the corner to where the Folicanth are, but they still stay standing.
Okay, that one didn't work this time. We're gonna have some company.
Oh boy.
All right.
Alright, so Cuba's gonna be headed in quickly to finish whatever the heck is controlling these things.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're gonna move in.
Yep, I'm moving in.
All right. 5, 10. So at 15, I need a willpower save. Roll your willpower. Mm-hmm.
Willpower?
Yes.
Oh shoot. Willpower. Alright, that's a 4. 4.
All right.
Alright,
So counter roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you don't take any damage, but you're immediately stopping your tracks, and you can see what's directly ahead of you. It is just this large, brain-like sea creature that is in the center of a room that is just ladled with different treasure and gold, and it is emitting just enormous waves of psychic energy right now.
ugh. Well, Cube pretty much has stopped and kind of just shakes off just the psychic energy being expelled from this thing.
Mm-hmm.
He'll pretty much raise up the gauntlets, extend his reach a stretch, and just go to slash both the brain thing and the creature, the other Forlicant thing that's in front of him.
Okay, you are going into edge. And also,
Edge?
Since you're already the first in edge and you're the first person who's going to attempt to attack, that's where we're going to have our initiative.
Alright, then let's do this!
All right.
Alright, 4, 6, 4, 6, that's 10, 14. Alright, 17.
Yeah, get him.
Oh yeah, we're taking this thing out. Had enough of these.
All right.
Alright, yeah, that's
17. 10. So, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it has a 5 for defense, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, plus armor piercing.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So then I also need to reduce that 5 by 2. So it saved 3 to your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you do 10 damage to it.
Oh,
and so yeah, you're immediately just starting to cut through this thing. It just, it begins to fall apart, like it's quite literal coral.
Yeah, quite literal. Not all that strong, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing this fish thing that in front of me also probably got flayed.
Mm-hmm. And so perception.
Perception for me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alright, perception. Alright, 4D.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Okay. So you very clearly see over the thing once you attack it, and it lurches over to the side, and you see Uncle Brutus. He's against one of the walls, and he's been adhered to the wall with a bunch of what looks like seaweed.
Cube kind of growls, thinking about it, but then he remembers like how much he means to Marin, and he kind of hisses at more himself and kind of frustration with himself, and he'll move over to Uncle Brutus while going for another attack on the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
so
kind of guarding him right now.
you're attacking this one at one
Okay.
less than your attack normally is.
One less of attack, so yeah. So that'll be 16D.
Mm-hmm.
Right, 10 and 6.
6, so 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, and then once again, it's save. Oh, actually, I have to delete one from this. So, it only does to 1.
Never even saw it coming.
Yeah,
Trying to make some calamari out of this thing.
you hit it together, and it begins to, so it begins to shred even more. So you hear a very distant voice, and it's
Brutus?
yeah, it's Brutus. His against the wall is that whatever he's adhered to his wall is over his mouth as well.
Oh.
Cube quickly looks back and kind of grumbling to himself. He pretty much cuts off the seaweed that's been restraining him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, so are
yeah,
you doing that
so,
as another action?
Yeah, another action.
Okay, so once again, just at 1 reduction of your. Well, actually, no, we have to double that. 2 reduction of the attack that you did last time.
Alright. So that'll be 15D.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's see here. 1 and 5.
Mm-hmm. Six for 6. 5. So that's at a total of 6. And so you begin to reach over there and you begin to scratch at the seaweed around him, but you're not freeing him just yet.
Ah.
Very deep cocoon.
Dang.
So I see. Yeah, seeing that this will take a bit longer, Cube will focus a bit more on just staying in front of him and just tearing apart this thing, while the others keep those things at bay.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, is that another action?
No, I think my turn's over finally.
All right. So let me see. At you were at 12 minus 4, we still would have been a 6. Okay, so then start of the next turn, Brainy's going to move in.
Alright.
Uh-huh. And so Brainy builds a barrier. The barrier is just going to cover these 3 blocks that are directly to the wall of the real coelacanth, which means that everyone else can approach from the left.
Alright.
Mm-hmm. And so now, choice between Marin or Otto.
I guess I'll go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so wait, when you mean the barrier, can you mouse over real quick?
Yeah, once again, just this 5-foot area on both sides of the real coelacanth.
Okay, so if she has that barrier, and Marion can move in, she can't see that Brutus is there, right?
No, not from where she is.
Not from where she is. But she can at least move in and... Technically, coral is a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like
it's
a
very much
creature.
an animal.
It is an animal. So maybe Marin can try either animal empathy or animal control.
Alright. So roll the amount of dice you have for animal control.
Funny you say that.
He...
Mhm.
Oh, that's not too bad. Could've been
Okay.
worse.
Yeah.
So that's, that's 2.
That's 2.
Okay. Their counter roll. So you hear the voice in your head, and it just very distinctly says, all are Folacanth are all. Coming from the brain coral, and it's not the same voice that the Folacanth have been speaking to you with.
I have no resolve, but I can at least, like, relay that... Well, I mean, it's Captain Obvious
Yeah,
at that
I
point.
think
It's no
Amir
point
would
for
also
her
see
just
that.
saying, like, oh, hey, this is the thing that's attacking... That's what's controlling the Folacanth.
Alright, I think she would probably see that Kyubei's dropped his disguise and is essentially guarding her uncle right now.
Oh yeah, she can see at this point now.
Alright.
Yeah, and he's looking really determined. He's looking determined.
Let me see. Now I forgot which direction I was facing the other ones. Yeah. Okay.
Reverse one.
Yeah, the reversed one. That's the thing, is that we've been playing for so long, I forget which one is the reversed one. Alright, so.
Right next to Brainy.
Mm-hmm. And then I need... You would have gone with... Yeah, here we go.
There you are.
Oops. Way too big.
A little too big.
Wow, Cuba is huge.
It
Alright.
grows
Yeah,
so
not right now.
fast.
Alright,
Little
so...
Cuba.
Have a look, Kyubei.
Okay, yeah, and so from this corner, yeah, you can see Uncle Brutus adhered against the wall.
Yeah, Kyubei's pretty much in front of him, pretty much essentially guarding him from that thing while also attacking. Well, pretty much making sure to attack it.
Well, I can't use it this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Marin has her trusty knife. The same knife that was taken away from River all those years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna, next turn, try to cut the binds with that knife.
Alright. So now it's Otto's turn.
Otto has decided that the best thing that he can do is to try to damage this brain coral. So he is going to leap in with Anomaly Corrector and try to auto smash.
Alright.
Smash.
So 5, 10, 15, 20. They're in melee?
Yep.
Okay, then roll your attack.
That is, wow, 7 successes.
Alright.
Nice.
And so... I'm rolling before... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it takes 1 damage. And it's really is that you do charge in and then you run your mace against it. But you barely reach it by the time that you make it to the coral.
Damn punk ass brain
Damn.
coral solving algebra problems and shit.
Man.
Okay. It is now the Folacanth's turn. The Folacanth moves over to this corner. Is still blocked by Brainy's barrier in this L-shaped hex right about here. I moved the map again. And then it's going to become Lord Terrapin's turn. Okay, Lord Terrapin, yeah, once again, uses his plant control and is just kind of trying to rip away the influence of the Folacanth on the brain coral.
All right, looking good.
And so its attack against their defense, his was only worth a 1, and theirs was worth a 4. And so he's really reaching out, and he's straining with his powers, but it's not, he's saying, I can't move it. It's too strong.
Well, honestly, it's looking more like wet spaghetti a Cube's way.
Mm-hmm. So then, the beginning of the next page, we would go back to QB's turn.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you know what's gonna happen. Gonna do another hack and slash with both the Shadow Claw extended to throw gauntlets.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see here.
I wonder how Uncle Brutus is feeling about all this. Like, he thinks that another wild Folacamp is trying to attack him. It dematerializes into the little feral thing that was locked up in the cage
the thing
earlier.
that's literally right in front of it. Let's see here. 4, 6. Let's see here. 10, 13. All right, yeah, 17D.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Try to shred this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Turning into brain food.
Literally.
2, 4, 5, 6. So 13 to... Oh, actually, that was supposed to be a 6, not a 7.
Yeah. Plus with the armor-piercing ability.
Mm-hmm. So that was a 14 to the defense of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's another 9 damage. So we're at a total of 19 right now.
All right. How's it looking? Is it almost dead?
I mean, so you've managed to take a great big chunk out of it.
Great big
and
chunk.
So from what you can see, there's still a significant amount of this that is, still alive. Minus that one part that has been removed from it.
All right, not for long. I'm going to spend a point of resolve for another full of 17D attack.
All right.
All right, let's do this then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 10 and 7. I'm really bad at just chop this thing up into jello cubes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this one's worth a 10. Its defense is a 3.
Oh,
then that's an additional 7. So a total of 26 damage. As another piece just kind of falls off of it and it starts to drift onto the ground.
All right.
There's more than still a quarter of it that is still thriving.
All right, 1/4 left. That'll be my turn. I'll leave this up to you, dudes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Brainy next.
So Brainy isn't going to move. He's still holding the barrier.
Okay, so he's still holding the barrier, so I guess it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I can't do a whole lot. So Marin is gonna try to cut the binds to Brutus, see if there's any way that he can help.
All right.
So she grabs out her knife, the same knife that
he's probably scared
is engraved with River's name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's probably scared for his life as seeing Cube right in front of him, just tearing this thing to pieces like it's nothing.
Okay, so roll your might.
My might is... Oh.
Well,
it would have been nice, but I literally only have a 1 in might. Dang.
I mean, so yeah, you're making headway.
Damn.
You've done that much damage to the algae that's imprisoning him.
Can I at least free his mouth?
Yeah. So you just reach up, you pull the seaweed off of his mouth. And
Oh,
so
boy.
he shouts out with his mouth, Vix Megatrix Natura!
What did he just say?
Something about the night.
And that in itself is a vocal attack, but it only does 1 damage.
Oh,
And
damage
then
is damage.
in its defense, it's in its defense, it actually manages to pull a 4, so it actually does no damage. So he looks over to Marin. And he says, join me on this one. You have the ability to tame animals with your voice.
Right.
Repeat it along with me. Vix Micatrix Natura.
Vix Micatrix Natura.
There was some strong Klaatu, Verata, Nikto in the vibes in the initial recitation of that, but that was better the second time around there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll, your 4D.
4D, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad, I guess.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, and then he added to that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6. So that's 7, 8, 9, and 10. And so once you guys shout it, the tendrils of seaweed fall off the brain coral, and then you feel it as it sends just this enormous psychic vibration all throughout the chamber. All of the Folicanth in the chamber just start dropping one by one.
Oh.
Dissolving into seaweed matter.
Oh. Oh
Mhm.
no.
Uh-oh.
So.
Oh shoot! Looks like that's over with.
Yeah, 'cause, you guys were attacking the coral. It's... Oh.
And you did a substantial amount of damage to it as well, but at least we know now that the Folicanth aren't going to be able to escape the chamber. So leave what's left and the brain coral will be able to repair itself over time. And on our way out, let's be absolutely sure that we seal this chamber once again, so it has time to recuperate.
Can I try something too? I can try healing on it.
Okay, yeah, you can roll healing on it.
Yeah.
Here. Let me see what I can do.
Well, I guess no point in doing that one. Sorry about that.
Dang.
I'm just mentally reaching back to all of the icons I have to delete.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
So I
QA
tried
pretty
rolling
much.
and yeah. So she gingerly places a hand on the brain coral.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't do a whole lot. She doesn't do a whole lot to fix it, but it at least shows a little bit of sign of healing, and it still clings on to life.
Mm. Very well done. I am glad that you have not forgotten everything that you have learned from your time as a priestess.
After QA was pretty much done, like, just wrecking half, I was like, the gauntlets do pretty much dissolve all of it, and he just looks at Brutus, but he doesn't growl or anything. He just stares at him for a bit before just ignoring him to go to Marin.
Mm-hmm.
Marin folds up the knife, and she gives Cube a little hug. She's still eyeing Brutus with a bit of embarrassment, a mix of guilt.
So, it did take him just a few more minutes in order to get completely cut free. And he's been standing there very sternly. He has been looking at Marin. And so you can tell that inside of his head the gears are turning.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
So
Marin lets go, and she just kind of gingerly motions for Cube to step away because she doesn't want him getting hurt or anything.
Okay, QB nods and goes to move behind Marin.
Mm-hmm. All right.
He's still pretty much doing that thing where he's pretty much using more wall crawling to move around in the water. Very clumsy.
So you see him, he reaches down and he scoops up, just several of the raw pieces of gold that are just on the floor in this chamber. That's it. Puts them into a satchel, hands it to Marin. And he says, I believe on the surface that is equivalent to roughly about 30 gold. You and the remainder of your party are entitled to it.
Marin looks at him incredulously, like she is just absolutely shocked.
Cube kind of tilts his head at the situation and kind of surprised that he changed his tone like this.
Right.
He's kind of confused.
Otto leans into Marin and goes, Query, have you and your uncle resolved your differences?
Hi. You're not mad?
Well, I'm of multiple complex emotions at the moment, but rest assured, if you and your fellow surface dwellers had not been along, then this disaster would have been a lot worse than it would have to begin with. So I owe you. I certainly owe you that much in debt. Okay. And so he walks in front of you, and he says, please, sit again.
Huh?
To Marin, he tells her, please, sit.
She sits.
Mm-hmm.
Cubic kind of copies Marin as well.
Otto cannot do the floaty sit. He sinks like a stone to the ground when he attempts.
Yeah, so he's sitting with folded legs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And so you see him take his hand, put it on Marin's shoulder.
Marin flinches at first.
Cubic kind of jerks a bit at like his motion, but he's making sure not to attack just yet.
Anomaly corrector's already in hand, so
Mm-hmm. So he closes his eyes. And he says, to the great ocean dwellers, I know from this day forward that this one was not destined to follow in the ranks of a priestess of the sea. However, I do recognize that through her own actions, she has been able to determine her own destiny. Therefore, I hereby release thee of thy responsibilities to the priestesshood and give thee a new designation. And he releases his arm. Arise, Marin Medalunanth.
Marin rises, still a bit confused, but still oddly accepting.
He reaches into the parchment. It's a good thing that I had written that down a moment ago.
Written it down?
Yes. So it has become clear to me that your destiny is not with us, but most assuredly it is on the surface with these other individuals in your charge. It is your responsibility to take care of this spider-like one, to fight alongside this armored one.
As he's saying these things, Kimmy kind of does that weird scramble swim thing in order to get closer and kind of like he's actually kind of above her now, and he's kind of hugging her from behind, kind of like a piggyback ride. But yeah, he's just like holding on to her from behind.
Okay. Be guided by the furry one. And more than likely incarcerate the weird tortoise-like one. Says no respect. I don't get no respect. Therefore, I will release you to return to the land of these people's dwelling. And heretofore you shall be, what most likely, the sole ambassador of the Triton race in any dimension.
Marion grins from ear to ear. And in a lapse of just containing her emotions, she rushes over to give her uncle a hug.
And yeah, he reaches out as well, and they embrace.
I promise I won't let you down.
Oh, no, you don't have the ability to let me down. Be sure that those in your following are not in turn let down by any failings on your part.
Can do.
Okay. One more thing, I'm sure you've more than earned this. So, once again, he goes back to the treasure pile. He pulls out what looks like a solid pink conch shell.
Okay.
You don't mean...
Yes, it is the instrument that once belonged to your mother. I understand that you operate some forms of your magic through song, do you not?
Yes, I do. I wasn't able to use it much while I was under the water, though.
Well, it should serve you just as well above water. Blow it, and you will be able to grow a 20-foot globule of water that you should use your water control under. In addition to that, any spells that you cast using the sound will gain a slightly greater amount of power. So it is the +2 to all of your sound-based powers.
Nice. Marion cradles the conch shell gingerly before holding it close to her chest. And, well, she gives it a sound.
Mm-hmm. And so it does make just this beautiful melodic-like horn sound that echoes through the rest of the cavern. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and call it here. Thank you once again for watching another episode of One Shots from the Meowing Portal. Next week's episode, in an attempt to give QB the necessary education that they need, we travel to a unoccupied land, only to discover that it has far more importance to QB's past than it ever has before. And that's the next episode. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you to everybody for playing with us once again. Game Night 00 is Autodoc Blue 37. Marin Mermaid is Marin Coralanth. Be sure to check out her Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Marin Mermaid. At Shy Bunny Servant as QB. Be sure to check out Mimi's Wonderland on YouTube, which is her streaming channel. Mm-hmm. And of course, I'm Brainy, and I'm your game master, and I am at twitch.tv/Brainy the RPG Cat. And once again, thank you to our sponsors, the Well of the World's Kickstarter, written by Michael Serbrook and published by Rem Alternus Productions and Mobius Worlds Publishing, who are also kind enough in order to lend us the game engine that we are playing this on. So thank you everybody for tuning in. We will see you next time on One Shots from the Meowing Portal. Good night, everybody, and thank you very much for watching.
Bye. See you around.
Good night. Bye.